Hi, Schlockmeister fans. We're going to watch a Roger Corman movie. This one is called The Student Teachers. Let's check it out.
Now listen.
A future teacher here.
This is your master teacher teaching. Important lesson for the first day of school. Now pay close attention.
And she arrives at her first day.
Davis, isn't it? A word of advice on your first day. Wear a reserve, my lord. We like to set a good example for our students at Valley High, not emulate their social excesses.
Here's Coach Harris, played by Dick Miller.
Anyway, I don't give a shit what your mother said. You be at practice this afternoon or you're off the fucking squad. You got that?
Yes, Coach.
All right, get your ass back to study hall. Pardon the language, Miss Burton, but sometimes you gotta talk that way, don't you?
Susan Demanti Shaw from the Mountain Family Robinson movies.
Stuff, or else you don't get credit. Isn't there anything about sex you think is worth rapping about?
She plays Rachel, sex ed teacher.
Talk about it enough, but the only thing that we ever hear about in class is VD. It really gets kind of boring. Yeah.
Here is a karate class taught by none other than Chuck Norris in his American film debut.
Broken? Hell, she's down the street.
Oh, we all go pray, huh?
No, man. No.
But there's no one there late at night, you know? And they got these big gold cross, man. Must be worth at least... forget it.
This teacher wants to open up a photography club.
Yes, Gertie.
Mrs. Updegrove of the PTA is here to see you, sir.
Oh, Mrs. Updegrove.
And she got denied.
Yes, of course. Well, send her right in.
What if it was merely an after-school workshop? Sort of a voluntary thing.
Are you still here? Miss Davis, the matter is closed. Now,
The schmuck. It was probably a mistake to even ask him. Well, what else was I supposed to do? Do what I did. Reserve a room for after school and don't tell them what you're going to do with it. I know if they find out, all hell will break loose. Look, Rachel.
She came home and caught him cheating on her with a young girl.
could you move over a second, Trey? Just move over a second.
What am I in such a lousy mood about? I come in here after a hard day to find you in bed with some poor, graceful stoops, and you have a gut to ask
Come
me.
on, Big Trey. Melissa's a high school senior. She's 18 years old. And come to think of it, you probably has more experience than you do.
Well, that makes everything hunky-dory.
Than it does.
Sex
Why
ed.
would you do that?
Do what?
Get together and make your own sex film. Are you up for doing that, Sally?
Well, sure, it'd be fun. But where would I get the actors? Ooh, I've always wanted to be a star.
This is Mickey. He's going to help out with the photo club. He's a student too. And he's also getting a little close to one of the teachers. Remember the guy who was sleeping with that girl? When the tables are turned, he's not so happy. That's Mickey.
Some drunken whore prostitute.
Oh, no, that's not nice.
Not done yet. The kids did create a sex film, more like a VD film.
Reception examination. That means go take a piss. That's right, hurts like hell, burns like a bitch. If you experience any of these symptoms, don't panic. Don't be embarrassed and try to hide or escape. No.
Here we come to the dramatic part of the film. We're in the girls' locker room here. And somebody's stalking. Somebody in a clown mask.
Look, you trying to be funny? Look, I think you got your dates mixed up.
I can only show you a little bit of it, but an assault takes place.
Well, there is no question that Miss Burton's handling of these unauthorized sessions has been scandalously...
The teachers want to, or the faculty wants to blame the teacher of sex ed for the rape.
Responsible for what happened to my child is the assailant himself.
I quite understand your attitude, Mrs. Updegrove. Miss Burton, you are relieved of your teaching duties until I can communicate with the board. I shall recommend that you be summarily dismissed.
So Dick Miller has to teach the sex ed class now.
We've all been very enlightened by your lectures, but I was wondering if you could comment on the role that female orgasm plays in fertilization. And what's your professional opinion on the controversy over vaginal versus clitoral orgasm?
We find your comments most rewarding.
Our rapist attacks Miss Burton.
Okay? Just don't hurt me. I'm not going to fight you. I'll give you what you want.
These recommendations yet.
Mr. Harris visits Miss Burton.
So if I talk to the girls and tell them to take your classes more seriously, Peters will be easier on me, is that it?
Exactly. That's very well put, Miss Burton.
Mr. Harris, those girls are somewhat intelligent. You're not.
Come on.
So nothing I'm going to say is going to change their attitude.
Mr. Harris attacked her.
You just remembered something, is that it? Fucking dumb dog I am.
She realizes that he's the one who attacked her in the gym. Dick Miller is our rapist, and Mickey's watching the whole thing.
Come here.
Before she can be raped again, Mickey shows up. But just when it looks like the coach is going to get the upper hand,
Miss Burton, I'm sure you realize that Mr. Harris's psychological problems are best left in the hands of the doctor.
the principal doesn't want a scandal.
You are pedantic, small-minded, oblivious to the needs of your students, and a hypocrite.
Miss Burton.
And as far as my job at Valley High is concerned, you may shove it.
We have a subplot involving some drug dealers which our teacher wants to infiltrate to steal from. That's a phony cop alarm. And it's going to result in a car chase. Or in this case, a bus chase. And a carjacking.
We don't mind giving you a lift.
Sure, we always pick up your suckers.
Get the fuck out of there, I'll blow you apart. Hey, man. You're really coming down heavy on my head. Well, one more word.
That nun is the other teacher.
To open up Honest Buffalo's used car lot. We did it to open the school, remember?
Sure do, Professor. I was just wondering when you and me are going to start working on them sex classes, huh?
And that's how our movie ends.
Well, not till I get out of this costume, that's for damn sure. Cornell?
Okay, let's talk about this movie called The Student Teachers, which is available on this Roger Corman's Best of the Bees Collection 2, Naughty Nurses and Tawdry Teachers. I've never seen this movie before. In fact, this is the first time I've ever had this film on this DVD compilation here. It came out in 1973. What we have are some teachers who are teaching, and one of them's into photography, one of them is teaching sex ed, and another one gets involved with some drug dealers. It's kind of a strange thing. Now, if you ever saw those Nurses movies that he put out, they're kind of similar in that vein, except these were more funny, I guess you could say. In those movies, there was some drama always thrown in. There's not a lot of drama in this one, but there was a little bit here and there. So anyway, one of the teachers is teaching sex ed, and she talks about the kids in the class want to film their own sex education thing, and they actually do film a video, which is actually kind of funny. Showed some clips of that there. It was kind of like a VD type of thing. there's really not a whole lot of plot in this movie, to be honest with you. There is a drug deal thing going on later on where one of the teachers dresses up as a nun, and she's tries to trick some drug dealers and getting their money because she wants to open some sort of photography school or something like that. And she pulls it off at the end. That's kind of the only real drama going on here. Basically, what this movie is an excuse for tits and ass, is what it is. There's several nude scenes throughout, and gotta hand it to the teachers. They are beautiful and they do look good, and there's just plenty of sex going on. So that's really the only reason this was made. Now, throughout the 70s, there was nurse movies, there was stewardess movies, and there were teacher movies. I think Roger Corman had a hand in all of them, and I think now that I have this disc here, I have all of those movies on DVD. So yay for me, right? So anyway, again, not much more I can tell you about this movie. It was followed up by another movie called Summer School Teachers, which I will get to very soon as well. And that's it. So anyway, as far as I know, the only way you can get the student teachers is on this DVD here. Like I said, Roger Corman's Best of the Bees, Volume 2. They made 3 of these collections. I have all 3. This one features Summer School Teachers as well as all 5 nurse movies. So the nurse movies were available they were 4 on 1 on a compilation, and then the original one, which was called The Student Nurses, which was much more expensive on its own. But you can get all 5 if you want on this disc here. You can usually find this for about $50 or so, 50, 60 bucks. I'll leave a link to Amazon down below. It's pretty worth it, though, if you want 7 quality Roger Corman films, or is it 6? Nope, it's 7, actually. The 2 teachers movies and all the nurses movies can be found in this one here, and it's a pretty good TNA collection. So anyway, check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. And by the way, Chuck Norris had a very brief spot in this film. It was his American film debut. Allegedly, he didn't know what the plot was or anything, and he was disgusted when he saw it in the theater, and he walked out. So that's what IMDb says anyway. Check it out. Leave some comments down below. We'll talk about it. It's called The Student Teachers. Watch it. Bye.